If you want to get No Man's Sky's Beachhead Expedition Redux done in less than 2 hours, I got you. Using this step-by-step walkthrough guide, it's very possible to complete in 90 minutes. Whether you are starting with a new save or from an existing save, these steps will work. If you are starting from an existing save using the terminal in the anomaly, you'll want to focus on maximum loot gain throughout. Such things as backing out of the inventory slot increase screens so that you can keep the augments as items to take back with you. Same with not applying bulkheads and salvage frigate modules to your freighter. They're too valuable to waste on a temporary save. Time to initialize. First things first, the usual disabling of multiplayer via the menu, then network settings. Then open your inventory, move your jetpack main module into a supercharged slot and move the upgrade to touch it. Put your core hazard protection in the other and have the upgrade touch that. Finally, move the life support upgrade to touch the core. Switch to your multi-tool. If there is a supercharged slot, put your mining beam in it. If your ship has a supercharged slot, put your pulse engine in that. Also move the ion batteries and ammunition from your freighter to your exosuit. Get to your ship and leave the freighter. We need to go and destroy 50 asteroids. Fortunately, there's a big field outside. If you can't see it, move close to the space station. You'll find one there. Destroying 50 asteroids will trigger Stardust. Once it has, fly into the station. Talk to and learn a word from 6 NPCs on the station. These are the ones either walking around or standing without being behind a desk of some kind. When Lingua File has triggered, claim the rewards from it. Sell the Nip Nip Buds to the Galactic Trade Terminal. And while you're there, buy 200 ferret dust and 100 cobalt as well as 1 metal plating. We're done here for the moment, so leave the station and pulse to the nearest planet. It's called Echi 14R9 and is life incompatible. Once inside the atmosphere, which you'll know you are when you hear a bloop and a notice popping up, open the in-game camera mode and take a screenshot. Next, travel to the boiling planet Bruthak Delta. Land anywhere on the surface. First take a screenshot as you did with the previous. Note, for PlayStation or other console players, you may have more than one way to take a screenshot, so check the milestone Grand Tour to ensure it is counting. Now scan 3 fauna. Then all the flora you see. Now dig up 3 buried items. Buried cache, buried mineral formation and subterranean organic structure all count. While hunting for all that, also gather 360 carbon, 130 dihydrogen, 20 sodium and 155 mordite. If you are playing on Switch or Mac, also mine 25 phosphorus. A few more milestones down, claim the rewards just from First Contact. Install the X-Class Hazard Protection upgraded rewards, then get back to your ship. Fly into space, summon your freighter and enter. Craft 4 antimatter housing, 3 carbon nanotubes and 1 dihydrogen jelly. Next, dismantle the matter beam freighter technology. Use the repair kit option to repair the 250 chromatic metal requirement on the freighter's hyperdrive. Then use materials to fix the rest, as well as the atmospheric control unit. Quickly check to ensure the carbon nanotubes you made, the jelly and the chromatic metal are all in your exosuit. Now claim the rewards from all hands on deck. Now some refining. Fuel your personal refiner and refine 100 cobalt into 50 ionized, 130 carbon into 65 condensed, and 75 of the mordite into 25 fecium. Craft 2 antimatter, then 2 warp cells. Move up to your freighter's base area via the green lit stairs and build an orbital exocraft materializer room. Wait a second, then delete the room you just built. Exit out of the build menu so the milestone triggers and claim the rewards from Drop Protocol. Now build a scanner room and then a storage room. Claim the rewards from Farseer. Move the 5 distress signal planetary charts you just got into your ship or exosuit. Also move the 3 launch fuel into your ship along with the tritium. Then jump into your ship and head back into Bruthak Delta's atmosphere. Once again, waiting until you are fully inside after hearing the bloop with the pop-up. Use all 5 of the distress signal planetary charts one after another. There are 5 possible markers to get from these. You may need to click a few times until it gives you all of them. Pick one of the distress beacon markers and fly to it. Land at the crash site. If there's an NPC there, talk to it. Then investigate the ship, then talk to the NPC again, to set them on their way completing interstellar rescue. If there is no NPC at the crash site, claim the crashed ships for extra nanites when you end the expo, and fly to the other distress beacon where the NPC will be waiting. Now fly to the crash freighter marker, land and interact with the spherical black box to complete Fallen Giants. Next focus the Signs to Nowhere milestone, and head to the observatory or abandoned building marker. Once there, land and chart the waypoint. Now fly over the surface in a north or south direction, scanning with your ship. Land at the buildings the scans mark and chart waypoints until Signs to Nowhere triggers. Fly to space, enter your freighter and claim the rewards from fallen giants. Install the salvaged hyperdrive upgrade into your freighter's technology. If there's a supercharged slot, then put it there. Have the main hyperdrive module also touching it. Now fuel the hyperdrive with those 3 warp cells from earlier. It's time to leave the system. Using the center console on the freighter's bridge on the opposite side of the NPC, warp to Rendezvous 1 system. Once Engage Warp has triggered, claim the rewards from it. Then focus a Rendezvous 1 milestone and pulse to the marker. On approach, the marker will shift a little further away from you. The Rendezvous, which is a portal as with all in this expedition, is located a little to the left of the second marker, when approaching from the first and on a large ledge near the bottom of the mountain. Land at the portal and get out to trigger the milestone. While there, scan any flora in sight. Fly back into space, summon your freighter and enter. By now you likely have several technology upgrades. You don't need any of these to complete the expedition. However, if you want to use some, then use them. If you want to take them back, put them in your freighter inventory out of the way, and make sure the rest to sell are in your exosuit or ship. Next, build a fleet command room in your freighter base. Interact with the command room terminal and download the freighter fuel plans. Now talk to the NPC standing at the center console on the freighter's bridge. Pick an expedition and send your sole frigate on it. Most expeditions will cost 50 fuel. You are given 200, so to be safe, picking the shortest length expedition will ensure you have enough. Head back to the fleet command terminal and use it to abandon the mission. Interact again to debrief the frigate. Do this 2 more times, sending the frigate on an expedition, cancelling it, then debriefing to complete Called by the Stars. Now we're off again. Time to warp to Rendezvous 2. On arrival in Surizumi, fly into the space station. Buy 20 chlorine and 25 phosphorus from the trade terminal. This likely won't be there for Switch and Mac players, but you already picked up the phosphorus earlier and you'll get the salt shortly. Next, buy 4 artifact planetary charts from the cartographer. Finally, sell all technology upgrades you intended to make space and get some extra nanites. Focus the Rendezvous 2 milestone. Leave the station and pulse to the marker. The portal this time is located just southeast of the final marker. Land at the portal and get out to trigger the milestone. Before leaving, scan any flora in sight. Next, we're off to get some quick fishing done, so pulse over to the Arctic planet Aki 52/U4. Once there, land anywhere on the coast. Scan any flora in sight, which by now should complete Engine of Life. If you still need more, just remember to scan flora at the next 3 rendezvous planets. Take screenshot to complete Grand Tour. If you are playing on Switch or Mac, jump in the water and mine 40 salt from rocks, then refine it to 20 chlorine. By now, the Pilgrim milestone should have triggered. If not, sprint around until it does. Remember that jetpack boosting does not count toward it, only walking and running. Claim the rewards from both Grand Tour and the Pilgrim. Craft Spicy Chum and an amino chamber. Then build the fishing rig in your multi-tool, and put the Spicy Chum in the bait spot. Also clean up your exosuit inventory just a little. You can move upgrades to your ship, delete any remaining Mordite, silica powder, ferrite dust and cobalt if you wish. This is to make room for fish. Head over to the water's edge and start fishing. You can focus icy veins to keep track of your progress. With Spicy Chum as your bait, this should be relatively quick, though it'll still take a few minutes. Without bait, it can take a very long time to get 5 uncommon ice fish. Once Icy Veins triggers, fly into space, summon your freighter, and enter. Go to the freighter base and build a teleport chamber and a double cultivation chamber. Then warp to Rendezvous 3. Focus the Rendezvous 3 milestone and pulse to the marker. This marker will be in the water surrounded by some island-like land masses. The portal is just past the marker on the coast if you arrive directly there. If there's no storm, it's quite easy to see. Land at the portal and get out to trigger the milestone. We're flying through them at this point, so head back into space, summon your freighter, and warp to the Rendezvous 4 system. As usual, focus a Rendezvous 4 milestone and pulse to the marker. This portal is very easy if no storm. Just head to the initial marker, from there fly over to the secondary marker after it moves, and the portal is located a little to the left behind a large hill just after a minor settlement. If it's storming or you're having trouble, it's at -44.51 by +167.49. Land at the portal and get out to trigger the milestone. Then back into space to your freighter and warp to the Rendezvous 5 system. Depending on your freighter's light year range, this may require 2 warps, but it's not an issue. As usual, focus a Rendezvous 5 milestone and pulse to the marker. This portal is also super easy if no storms. On the approach you'll find the portal to the left of the marker behind a thin hill range, in front of a mountain. Land at the portal and get out to trigger the milestone. Get back into your ship and claim the rewards from Rendezvous 5, then use 3 of the 4 artifact planetary charts you just picked up earlier. It will likely mark a monolith and an ancient plaque very close to where you are, so head to them. At the monolith, select the dosimeter option. At the ancient plaque, choose a language option to complete Nameless History. Then use the final planetary chart and go to the ruin marker you already had and the extra either monolith or plaque and choose the dosimeter option at both, completing historiography lesson. Now head to space, summon the anomaly and enter. Go to the Quicksilver Synthesis companion and buy a myth beacon. You may have to scroll down a fair bit for this. This will complete collective consciousness. Focus the Echo Through the Ages milestone and either fly or teleport your freighter. Warp to the system it marks. You will need the milestone focus for it to show the system. It'll be marked with a golden traveller grave icon. Once there, fly to the golden grave marker. On approach to the left of the marker will be a boundary failure building, which is a huge wheel standing up of sorts. Land by it, get out, and then use the myth beacon in your inventory right by it. This location will likely have many bases by it. This may obstruct you landing your ship. If so, look for a nearby landing pad. That will work. Next, get back into your ship, but don't leave the atmosphere. The Normandy will be flying low over the planet. Approach it and open communication with it. Work through the dialogue and accept the Normandy frigate. We are nearly there, just 1 to 2 milestones left. Get back to your freighter and check the Quantum Foam milestone. If it hasn't completed yet, claim the rewards from the Rendezvous milestones until it does. Each of these reward 1000 nanites, so there are enough to complete it on their own. Lastly, it's time to warp to some undiscovered systems. What counts here is that you warp to systems that have not been uploaded by anyone else. When you arrive, it should say First Contact instead of the person who discovered it. You can do some tricks like going offline for this, but I'd suggest just picking a direction in the galactic map and warping near max distance. After 3 to 5 warps, you should be far enough away from the expedition path that the systems you visit are undiscovered. You need 8 total systems for this, and you have 3 warp hypercores for 30 total warps before having to make more fuel. You could also ask Polo on the anomaly for a black hole, taking you to a less discovered area of space. Warping at least once before doing this will hopefully give you a less busy black hole output. Once you have your 8 and Uncharted triggers, you are done. Beachhead Expedition Redux 2 complete. Remember to claim the rewards from all of the milestones you have yet to do so with. Doing this at a station will aid in inventory management. Once you have claimed all rewards, you'll get the expedition complete message and be able to take items back to your main save if you started it from that save. While if the freighter is in the system you enter the anomaly from, you should be able to access its inventory from the expedition terminal. To be sure, you may wish to gather them to your exosuit or ship first. Also, everyone received a very good X-Class jetpack upgrade at the beginning, it would seem. It could be worth packaging that to take with you. Above all, remember to take back your cargo bulkheads, salvage frigate modules, and inventory slot augments. I hope this helped you in at least some way. I'll link a list of all the steps in a Google Sheet in the description. This should be useful to have up on your phone while completing. Subscribe and like for more No Man's Sky goodness. Also, Valheim coming soon with the Baylor's Rest Season 4 server starting up on the 2nd of December. Peace.